Yep, another Manic and Panic Monday is upon us here in the Sports Ozone. We got a lot of NFL action to talk about over the weekend. A couple of teams that were playoff contenders, possibly Super Bowl contenders, took big losses last night. We're going to talk about that. Two come to mind in my brain right now. We're going to talk about that. Plus, did Fernando Mendoza seal the Heisman Trophy with his game-winning performance against Penn State to keep Indiana's undefeated season alive? We're going to talk about that too. We got a lot to get to on a Manic and Panic Monday right here in the Total Sports Ozone. Big O with the big mouth coming at you on a Manic and Panic Monday, November 10th, 2025. I'm sorry I got November 7th. I got my days all mixed up. You know how it be sometimes when you get the days all mixed up. But Manic and Panic Monday. A lot to get into. Gonna talk about Fernando Mendoza and maybe he won the Heisman after what he did Saturday. We'll talk about that later. But for now, we got to recap some NFL. And the Steelers, yeah. Steelers did not look well at all yesterday on offense or defense in their 25-10 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers out in SoFi Stadium. Is this the end of Aaron Rodgers' career? I mean, he didn't look like the Aaron Rodgers that we all know over when he was at Green Bay and even beyond. He does not look like that right now. I said Friday on my Pick'ems, on my Pick'em Friday show, I need to know. I'm not sure about the Steelers because I'm not sure about Aaron Rodgers and I'm not sure about their defense. I don't know which Aaron Rodgers is going to show up. I don't know which defense is going to show up. Is he going to be that Aaron Rodgers that my man Stephen A. Smith says is a bad man? Or is he going to be the Aaron Rodgers he was last night? And last night was the Aaron Rodgers I don't think many Steelers fans want to see. He was only 51.6% completion, and a lot of his passes were bad, were terrible passes. Only 161 yards, only one touchdown. That was in desperation. That was pretty much when the game was already decided. Two interceptions. He took 3 sacks. He looked uncomfortable pretty much all night against the Chargers defense. And it didn't help that his receivers couldn't catch a cold. DJ Metcalf, 7 targets, only 3 grabs for 35 yards. And he dropped. Warren, I believe Austin, he let a ball slip through his hands, which caused an interception. I mean, what you got on your hands, man? Either butterfingers or sticky fingers. You might want to put that sticky stuff on your hands because it went right through his hands for an interception. So it's not like his receivers are doing much to make Aaron Rodgers shine. But still, Aaron Rodgers was the king, the master of mastery back in the day. I mean, he could scramble all over the back of the field, keeping the play alive, and he'd find the receiver for a first down or even a touchdown. Well, long game. He's not that guy no more. I mean, I know he's 40 years old and everything, but even Tom Brady looked formidable at 40 plus. I mean, Tom Brady, he could have played another year or two if he wanted to, but I think he was wise to get out the game when he did, when he took one too many hits. I don't know about Aaron Rodgers. Is this the end? Is this the end of his definite Hall of Fame career? But it looks like it to me. He does not look comfortable in that pocket. I don't know why. Maybe it's the play calling. Maybe it's his mood. I don't know. But he does not look like he. I have to say this. He looked like he didn't want to be there. And I've never said that about Aaron Rodgers. I've never even thought about saying that about Aaron Rodgers. But he looked like last night against that Chargers, he looked like he didn't even want to be there. Like if he could, he was like, "Coach, sub me out. I'm done. I'm done, Coach. I'm done. I don't want to do this. Not today. I ain't feeling it." That's what he looked like for most of the game. I mean, the one touchdown pass was pretty much at garbage time when the game was already decided. I mean, he even took a safety. Running around, dropped the ball in the end zone. He just not. But not only that, the Steelers defense, again, looked pedestrian. It just looked pedestrian. Teams can run all over the Steelers steel curtain defense. But all had 95 yards and 25 totes. That's a nice and healthy average. It's a nice round, roughly almost 4 yards a carry, 3.8 yards a carry. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But it looked like, for most of the game, it looked like the Chargers did not have to do too much. They didn't have to exert themselves against the Steelers' defense or their offense. It's like the Steelers helped them out with drop passes, passes going through hands. No, not pass blocking stunk. I don't know how many times Aaron Rodgers got hit after he threw the ball, but he did take 3 sacks, one of them for safety. What's going on with these Steelers and what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? Mike Tomlin has some things to figure out. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate the Steelers. I'm happy they lost. Made my day a little bit more brighter, considering who I'm about to talk to, a team I'm about to talk about a little later on. But anytime the Steelers lose, I go, hey. But I do respect Mike Tomlin because he's kept the Steelers either in the mix, either above 500 or in the mix or a playoff contender all these years. He's never had a losing season in Pittsburgh. So I respect, you have to respect that. He's doing something right. If he can keep, what is it on, 18 years now? He's kept that team formidable. Let's put it like that. They're not that easy loss. They're not that easy win on anybody's schedule up until now. But I don't understand what's going on with the Steelers, especially on defense. I mean, when is the last time you've known of a Steelers defense where teams can run all over you? When they can run over, under, around, and through your defensive line and your linebackers. It's been a while. It has been a long time since I've seen the Steelers defense look that pathetic. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. It's pathetic. And Aaron Rodgers, like I said, he looks like he didn't want to even be there. So, and right now the Steelers still lead the division in 5-4, but I know they got to be looking in the rearview mirror because the Ravens is coming. I said if the Ravens can get healthy and get on the roll, they can catch the Steelers and even pass them up. And it sure looks, and remember y'all, the Steelers and Ravens still got to play twice. So I would not be surprised if the Ravens, the way they've been playing last 3 weeks, 3-game winning streak, and they've been destroying teams, I would not be surprised if they catch them and pass them for the AFC North. Because it's trending that way. It is trending that way. And if Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers defense don't turn this around very soon, they're going to be looking up at the Ravens wondering what the hell happened. That's how I see it. How do you see it? Is Aaron Rodgers' career on the... we know it's on the downside, but is it over? Could this be the last we see of the great Aaron Rodgers in any uniform? Let me know what you think. Drop a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what I'm saying. I'm doing this for you. I'm a fan just like you are, and that's why I'm doing this, for the fans. I'm not a reporter. I'm not an analyst. I'm not none of that ESPN yet. I'm just a fan reporting what a fan thinks to the fans. So I want to know what you think. Is Aaron Rodgers' career over? I'd like to know. Hit me up. Big O with the big mouth. Total Sports Zone. Let's move on. Buffalo. They got embarrassed yesterday by the Miami Dolphins. And when I say they got embarrassed, man, they got embarrassed. 30-13. First time the Dolphins have beaten the Bills in, I think, 3 or 4 years. And they embarrassed them. It was 14-0 when I looked up at the highlight. I'm like, huh? 14-0. Miami? No, you would think it'd be the other way around. Nope. Miami came out. They came ready to play. You cannot fault them for that. A-Chain had a ball. I mean, he balled his butt off. 174 yards rushing on 22 totes and 2 touchdowns. They couldn't stop him if they wanted to. They couldn't stop him if Jesus was on the field. There's nothing they could do with him. A-Chain had himself a ball, which goes to my question. Is Buffalo's defense the problem? Or is it Josh Allen? I think it's a mixture of both. I never liked Buffalo's defense. I never did. It's like they show up. I'm thinking the Buffalo Bills as a team play down to the level of their competition. Yeah, they won a big game against the Kansas City Chiefs last week. Big game. Showdown game. Right? But then you go down to South Beach, Miami. Not a good team. And you get the bricks beat off you like this, you let down. And that is not the makings of a Super Bowl team to me. When you play down to the level of... These are the Buffalo, to the Bills fans, if you're listening, watching, if you're any of y'all Bills fans, you ought to know. A championship team does not play down to the level of their competition. These are teams you're supposed to be smashing if you are what everybody's saying you are, a Super Bowl contender. A Super Bowl contender don't get blown out by a team that's only won, what, 3 games? Had a lot of infighting. People wondering if the coach is going to be back. They've already fired the general manager. A lot of infighting. Tua and the coach. This is a team you supposed to, and the best wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, out for the season. This is a team you're supposed to be blowing out if you're a Super Bowl contender. Instead, you got blown out. This is the problem I have with the Bills. They play down to the level of their competition. They think, oh, this is going to be an easy win. No, it ain't. There is no easy wins in the NFL. I don't care if a team is 0 for the season so far. You still got to go out there and beat them. And you're supposed to do that every week, especially against inferior teams. This is why I have never been sold on the Buffalo Bills as a Super Bowl contender, because they play down to the level of their competition. And they're doing that way too much this year. They played down to the level against the Saints. Almost lost that one. They played down to the level against the New England Patriots. They ain't think, oh, we're better than them. And they got surprised. Now they looking up at the New England Patriots in the AFC East. They what, a game and a half behind them now. Play good against the Chiefs. Play up to their level, because they know the Chiefs are, no matter what, as long as they got Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid in the house, the Chiefs are always going to be there in the AFC. They're always going to be there. So they play up to them, beat them, straight up. And then they go to Miami. Team they're vastly superior in. Team has only won, up to that point, 2 games, and you get the bricks beat off of you. Buffalo needs to stop doing that. You cannot keep playing down to the level of your competition, no matter what the other team's record is. Not in the NFL. You might be able to get away with that in the NBA. You even might get away from that in college football. But in the NFL, that's why they say any given Sunday. You have to play your A game every week. It doesn't matter who the damn team you playing, how bad or good they are. You got to bring it. This is the NFL. This ain't street ball. This ain't high school football. This is the NFL. You got to bring it every week. And yesterday, the Dolphins bring it, not the Bills. And what's wrong with Josh Allen? He's not looking nowhere near like the MVP, the reigning league MVP that he is. He's not looking nowhere near that. Yeah, he had 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, but he was sacked 3 times, and he lost a fumble. Is he trying to do too much? Is he trying to take this all upon himself to will the Bills to winning? Because the Bills, quite frankly, they didn't help him at the trade deadline. They didn't do anything to get him some help, either by a running back or by a wide receiver at the trade deadline. They didn't do a thing to help him. So is he taking this too much upon himself to will the Bills to win games? Or is it the fact that he just ain't got no help? He doesn't have the adequate help that he needs. That's a good question, ain't it? I think it's a good question. Does he have the help that he needs? I think he doesn't. I really think he ain't got not much help at all. To be honest, I don't think he has much help at all. And against, well, he couldn't have much help if you're losing by 17 points to the Miami Dolphins. And you would think the Dolphins are capable of playing such games like this. They did it to Atlanta. In Atlanta. Blew them out in Atlanta. So they're capable of playing above their heads. We've seen them do it. They did it yesterday. But the Bills, I don't want to say it's a letdown. I don't want to say they're in trouble. Because I still think they're a playoff contender. So I think they're a Super Bowl contender, not when you playing down to the level of your competition. I don't think playoff teams, Super Bowl caliber teams do that. I don't think they should do that. You ain't got 80-something games like in the NBA or 162 games like in baseball. You have 17. You can't afford to take a week off or say, it's an easy win. No, not in the NFL. Ain't no easy wins. Ain't no easy wins against anybody. Doesn't matter how bad or good the team is. Any given Sunday. Hell, the Saints won a game yesterday. They're the worst team in the league. They won a game. You can't take the foot off the gas pedal against any team. Not in this league. Not when you only got so many games. Can't do that. Buffalo, I don't know if they did that now or they got some serious problems. I believe it's a mixture of both. They took the foot off the gas pedal and they got some problems on both sides of the ball. They don't have. Josh Allen does not have a go-to too deep threat. He does not have that. He had it, and then they lost it. Stephon Diggs. When they had Stephon Diggs, deep threat, ain't got him no more. He relied too much on his tight ends, and they have 3 good tight ends. But that's only going to get you so far. You need a receiver that can stretch that field. Put some pressure on the back side of a defense. They don't have that. So Josh Allen has to pretty much make miracle plays for Buffalo to win. The running game is so-so. I don't think it's the greatest. I mean, Cook had 53 yards on 13 tokes. And your second best runner was the quarterback, Josh Allen. So the running game is so-so. It could be better. It needs to be better. We're in November. Weather up north is getting cold. Snow coming down now. You gotta be able to run the ball. Can Buffalo do that with enough force and enough sustainability to right this ship and get back on track as being a playoff, not just a playoff contender, but a Super Bowl contender? I don't know. I just don't know. To me, the Buffalo Bills are like the Steelers. I don't know from week to week what I'm gonna expect. And that's the same ilk as the Steelers. What I'm gonna get from Josh Allen from week to week? What I'm gonna get from the Bills defense from week to week? Man, they can't play, and you can't win that way. Being up one week and down the next, you're not gonna win. You damn sure ain't going to no Super Bowl playing like that, because eventually it's gonna catch up with you. And right now it's catching up to the Buffalo Bills. This up and down roller coaster that they're on, where they play up one week and down the next. They gotta fix that. Don't you think? I know I do. I think they need to fix that, and they only got what? 10 games, 9 games, 10 games left. They better fix that, and then better fix it in a hurry. Because right now, again, they're looking up at the New England Patriots. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you my top five teams in the NFL, and I'm pretty sure the Patriots will be in the top 5. I could bet the house on it. So, Bills take one bad loss, really bad, embarrassing loss to the Miami Dolphins, 30-13. Got some problems. They got some problems. Need to get them fixed ASAP. Big O with the big mouth told Sports Souls on. Now, I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm bringing it up. Now, picture this, y'all. Picture this. Your team allows only 169 total yards. This is the NFL. This ain't high school. This ain't college. This is the NFL. And your team allows only 169 yards total offense. You hold the other team's quarterback to less than 60 yards passing. Sack him 3 times. I mean, that's a dominant defensive performance on any level. Holding another team to less than 200 yards total. You would expect that team who had that kind of defensive effort to win, to should have won the game, right? Nope. That team that did that kind of defense, gave that kind of defensive effort, was the Cleveland Browns. And they lost. They lost to the New York Jets 27-20. Why? Wait a minute. How the hell did the Jets score 27 points when they only had 169 yards offense? Well, that's why they have special teams. Now, see, I think the Cleveland Browns are like backwards geniuses. Because only the Cleveland Browns can invent new ways to lose games. Over the years, I've seen the Browns lose pretty much every way you could lose a game. I've seen them have a 2-score lead at the 2-minute warning and lose. Same to the Jets. Did that a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I've seen them lining up for a chip shot, game-winning field goal and get it blocked and ran all the way back for the game-winning touchdown. Ravens did that. I've seen this team lose when the other team missed the field goal, but the Browns get flagged for taking your helmet off on the field. 15-yard penalty, puts them in better field goal range, kick the field goal, win the game. You can't make this shit up. You cannot. You cannot make this shit up. You can't write these scripts. But this is the Cleveland Browns. Over the years, they invent new ways to lose a game. And they invented one yesterday, where they gave up on back-to-back special teams plays a 99-yard return for a touchdown and a 74, 73-yard punt return on back-to-back plays. Back-to-back. 99-yard one, boom. Browns punted, 74-yard punt return. Touchdown. Back-to-back. So the Browns already in the 8 ball, behind the 8 ball. But they played a great defensive effort. Oh, yeah. Great defensive effort. You hold any team in the NFL to less than 200 yards total offense. That is a wonderful, tremendous defensive effort. But this is the Browns. Like I said, backwards geniuses. They invent new ways to lose games. And they invented one yesterday. This should be backwards geniuses. I mean, you could make a book on, call it ways to not lose. Here are plays you should avoid if you want to win. And it should be all Cleveland Browns. All Cleveland Browns plays, games, whatever. Situations, whatever. And in the end, they hold them again on 4th down. They got them on 4th down. They're about to get the ball back. At least give it a shot to try to tie the game. And they get called for offsides. which gives the Jets a first down and gets them run out the clock. Backwards geniuses. That is the moniker of the Cleveland Browns. Inventing new ways to lose games. I'm a Browns fan, and I'm talking to all the Browns fans out there listening and watching. I feel the pain. I feel it. I feel it. Fortunately for me, I don't drink. But I know a lot of y'all was chugging some beers and whatever spirits you could just to numb the pain to see how bad this team is. Now, my question to you, to everybody out there, is it time for Stefanski to go? Is it time for Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, the general manager? Is it time for them to go? Because what they're doing is not working. I know that the Browns are in some half-ass rebuild, but what the decisions they made over the past 3 years have set this team back probably 5 years or more. And the thing is, the Browns and their loyal fan base has been through this numerous times where we've had to hit the reset button and start all over. We've gone through this enough. And it looks like we're heading that direction again. Because this team, again, inventing new ways to lose games. You have to be tired of that. You have to be so sick and tired of every week holding your breath, wondering if this team is going to even find a way to win. And you're just holding your breath till your head turns blue. But that's where we at. That's where we've been for the past 27 years. That's where we've been. And that's where we're going to stay. If the Browns continue to be backwards geniuses, finding new ways, inventing new ways to lose. It has to drive you crazy. I know it drives me crazy. What do you think? Let me know. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Big O with the big mouth. Total Sports Ozone. One more thing on the NFL. Ooh. I like the New England Patriots. They went down, took care of business in Tampa Bay. Not an easy place to win. But they went down there and they handled it. So the question arises, is the New England Patriots the new contender to reach the Super Bowl in the AFC? They're 8-2. They have not yet lost a road game. The only other team that hasn't that they can say that has not yet lost a road game is the Seattle Seahawks. And guess what their record is? 8-2. Those are the two teams that have yet to lose a road game. Have the Patriots supplanted the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens as the formidable favorite in the AFC? You would think so. You would think so. But I got to see more. I got to see more. Now, I know they play Buffalo again. Now, if they can beat Buffalo again, I know that the next time they play will be in Foxborough. If they beat Buffalo again, I like my chances. But you also got to remember there's another team out there in the AFC ain't chumps either. And that is the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts. What Jonathan Taylor did against the Atlanta Falcons. Wow. That's all you can say about it. Wow. It's amazing. It was amazing. Jonathan Taylor 244 yards on 32 totes and 3 touchdowns, including the breathtaking 83-yarder. You got to account for him every time he's on the field. And the Falcons and a lot of defenses are not able to do that, at least this year. And Daniel Jones, he didn't have a great game. He didn't have a lousy game either. At this point, he don't need to. All he needs to do is manage the game. With 8 wins out of 10, he don't need to win the game. He just don't have to lose it. Daniel Jones. When you got a back named Jonathan Taylor, you got Tyler Warren and all them boys and Pittman, you don't need to make, oh my God, he saved the day type of plays. All you got to do is take care of the ball, get the ball to your playmakers, let them work. That's what he's doing. That is exactly what he's doing. So you can't. So the question is about the AFC. Who's the top dog right now? Colts, Patriots. They're both 8-2. Who's the top dog? I would lean to the Colts. The only reason why I would lean to the Colts is they have a more formidable running game. And like I said, up there, starting in November, it's getting cold, not that deep. I know Indianapolis Colts are an indoor team, but it doesn't matter indoor or outdoors. If you can run the ball, you're going to give yourself a chance every game. And with Jonathan Taylor, the Indianapolis Colts can run the ball with the best of them. So right now, I'm leaning to the Indianapolis Colts as the number 1 team in the AFC as of right now. Like I said, tomorrow I'll give you my top 5 NFL teams, and I bet you both those teams are going to be in my top 5. I can guarantee you that. Both of them. Big O with the big mouth. Total Sports Ozone. Like and subscribe for me, please. Now, let's flip the script to college football. I got one question for college football. After what he did to win that game against Penn State, did Indiana's Fernando Mendoza cement the Heisman Trophy? Did he seal that win, the Heisman Trophy win, after that gutty performance at the end of that game against Penn State? I know y'all seen that catch, the last pass, that catch. Mendoza was hit by 2 defenders when he let that ball go. And Omar, it is without a doubt the catch of the year. I don't think there'll be another catch any receiver makes in all the rest of the college football games in any level that will top that catch Omar Cooper made in the back of that end. I mean, I had to double take it and triple take it and quadruple take it to see did he actually get that tippy toe, left foot tippy toe. Did he kick that left tippy toe in bounds? And God, the most he did. Unbelievable catch. From an unbelievable pass from an unbelievable quarterback. Those are the type of plays, those are the type of drives that cement trophies. That's the kind of performance that gets you trophies. It does. And right now, according to FanDuel, Julian Sand and Fernando Mendoza have the same type of odds to win the Heisman Trophy. They're both sitting at plus 165, according to FanDuel. I know on some other sports betting services, Fernando Mendoza has pulled ahead slightly of Julian Sand of the Ohio State Buckeyes as the favorite to win the Heisman. But both those two are standing out. But right now, based on like Penn State were desperate, and they played a great. Probably played the best game in conference all year. No doubt about that. Penn State, considering everything they've gone through, firing the coach, losing Drew Allen, and everything, the coaching changes, everything. They played the best game in conference against Indiana. But that Mendoza, to me, he sealed it. Unless they lose a game from the regular season, and it don't look like that's going to happen. It really don't look like Indiana's going to lose another game. They got 2 games remaining against Wisconsin at home and at Purdue. So it don't look like they're going to lose a game in the regular season. They don't. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, did Mendoza seal the Heisman with that catch, with that pass, with that performance, and with the game on the line? I think he did. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, unless he loses a game, he's got the Heisman. He's got to have it. It's plays like that with the game on the line, when your season's on the line, undefeated season on the line. Those type of plays are what get you trophies. Heisman Trophy, the whatever the trophy is for best QB of the year, offensive player of the year, stuff like that. Plays like that. That's what opened eyes. And I'm pretty sure the Heisman committee had their eyes wide open after that performance and after that last play. So, in my eyes, like I said, I'm a Buckeye, and I wouldn't mind Julian saying, and he, like I said, Julian saying had to figure it out. But he figured it out. And now that he's figured it out, he's a Heisman favorite. But my favorite right now is Fernando Mendoza. I watched that last possession of Indiana, and I couldn't believe the throws he was making. I was like, whoa. I haven't seen too much of Indiana, on TV. But with the game on the line, I had to watch and see if this kid can pull this out. And sure enough, he did. Because I wasn't up until that point, I was like, yeah, Mendoza. I saw the numbers, I saw the stats. I haven't really seen him play. But I only saw like bits and pieces. But I had to see, okay, all this talk about Fernando Mendoza and la-da-dee, la-da-da. All right, backs against the wall. Your season, your undefeated season's on the line. What you gonna do? He went down there, bow, bing, bang, boom. 7 or 8 in the last drive. 7 of 8, 83 yards, and that beautiful, beautiful touchdown pass he threw to Omar Cooper with the tippy toe. That cemented. That, to me, cemented him to win the Heisman. No doubt about it. And like I said, unless Indiana has a major, major crash and burn over their last 2 regular season games, or if he looks just dog awful in the Big Ten championship game, he should win the Heisman. Because it's plays like that, with the game on the line, that makes legends and wins trophies. What do you think? Did he submit the Heisman Trophy with that amazing performance with the game on the line against Penn State? Let me know. Hit me up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. I think he did. Big O with the big mouth, Total Sports Ozone. Now, over the weekend, we didn't have too many upsets, but we came close. We did come close in a couple of games. Like the said, just aforementioned Indiana Penn State game. It took a miracle finish for Indiana to get out of Beaver Stadium with a win. But they did it. So they keep their undefeated season alive. And Oregon in the rain, in a pouring rain in Iowa, made just enough plays on that last drive after Iowa had taken a 16-15 lead, and they went for two and came up half a foot out of bounds. So Oregon gets the ball in the rain, cold, and they just calmly marched out. Dante Moore made some beautiful passes and get the team in field goal range, and they kicked the game-winning field goal from 30, I believe, 38 yards out, and Oregon escaped 18-16 against Iowa. Other than that, we saw BYU get the bricks beat off them by Texas Tech. So, the question is, how many teams from the Big 12, the ACC? Oh, we also saw Louisville take a loss. We also saw Virginia get picked off in overtime against Cal. So the ACC took a bit of a back step as far as trying to get some teams into the college football playoff. And these were borderline teams, according to the first college football playoff rankings. Louisville, Virginia, these were borderline. They could go or they can go and they both lost. BYU, top 10. They took their first loss and they looked bad doing it. How is this going to affect the rankings tomorrow night? Well, I know Louisville, their chances of getting to the college football playoff pretty much done. You lose at home to Wake Forest, you're done. Now, the Virginia one went overtime, and Cal is okay, but they're not the world beaters. How is that going to affect their ranking? I don't know. I know it boosted Miami. I know those two losing boosted Miami. Because Miami took care of business. But I don't see the ACC getting more than one team in. Just the team that I believe the team that wins the ACC championship probably going to get in, the automatic qualifier. But other than that, it's just too many other teams sitting around with two losses. And too many good teams. Notre Dame, they took care of business against Navy. And since they're not affiliated with a conference, you got to make room for them. They're probably going to get in if they don't lose another game. They're just going to lose. They're just going to move on to college football playoff if they don't lose another game. But what about the others? What about Texas Tech? Did they jump BYU? Yes, you best believe they did. But how many teams in the Big 12 going to get in? I only see one. Whoever wins the Big 12. There's a lot of teams just sitting around with either one loss or two ugly losses. I just don't see the ACC getting more than one in. Now, Big 10, Ohio State, Indiana are safe. They can afford to lose a game and they're getting in. If they both go undefeated, one of them going to lose a game because they're going to be meeting in the Big Ten championship. So one of them going to lose, and they're still getting in. Those are the two, along with Texas A&M. Those three teams can afford to lose a game, and they'll get in. No problem. But it don't look like any one of those three teams are going to lose a game, at least not until their conference championship games. I don't see it. I mean, let's look at the remaining schedule for the three teams that are the only three undefeated teams left in FBS and happen to be the top three teams. Let's look at the remaining schedules. We got Ohio State. They got 3 games remaining, 2 at home. The next 2 are at home against UCLA and Rutgers. Okay? And then The game. November 29th. The game. And it's in Ann Arbor. If you don't know what the game is, it's Ohio State, Michigan. Yes, the best college football rivalry out there. Probably one of the best rivalries in sports. The game. That's not a guarantee to me. That's not a guaranteed win. I know Ohio State has, again, Ohio State is a vastly superior opponent to Michigan. They have more talent. They're playing a lot better, more complete than Michigan. But that was the case last year. And what happened? So I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that. I'm never sold on who's going to win the game. You hope your team wins the game when you are in that rivalry. But I can't say, oh, Ohio State going to win. They're going to beat. This is the rival. This is the game. Records don't matter. Stats don't matter. You got to play. And whoever wants it more going to win that game. That's how it's always been. But that's Ohio State's remaining schedule. At home against UCLA next Saturday, then at home against Rutgers, and then on the road against number 21 ranked Michigan. That's their remaining schedule. Indiana's remaining schedule is, I just had it. Indiana's remaining schedule is they have 2 games left. They have Wisconsin at home, then they have a bye week, and then they end up their last game of the season, their traditional rival, Purdue, at Lafayette, West Lafayette. Do you really think Indiana's going to lose to these two? I don't see it. So they can run the season, go 12-0, regular season. Now, let's look at Texas A&M. Let's look at their remaining schedule. Well, they have South Carolina next weekend. Then they have a cupcake game against Samford, not Stanford, Samford, Samford. And then they got to go to Austin to play current number 11, Texas. So of the 3 remaining undefeateds, who has the tougher road to hoe? It's Texas A&M. I know they got South Carolina at home and Samford at home. But then they got to go to Texas. And that's a big state rivalry. So that could go either way. We're going to delve into more college football as the week goes on, as far as teams that need wins more than anybody. And we'll do that after the reveal of the college football playoff week 2 college football playoff rankings, which should be revealed tomorrow night. We'll delve into who needs wins and who's safe. Who I think is safe and who needs a win to keep themselves relevant. We'll get into that probably Wednesday. All right? Big O with the big mouth on Toast Sports Zone. Now, before I go, I hate leaving on a somber note, but as you probably already know, the sports world lost 2 legends. Let's put it like that. Lost 2 sports legends over the weekend. First one, former NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue. He passed away Sunday at the age of 84. Now, what I remember about Paul Tagliabue is, let me put it like this. The NFL commissioners, the ones that I've known in my lifetime, Pete Rozelle started the train rolling when he introduced Monday Night Football, and he did better with the TV markets. He corrected the TV market so everybody could get a chance to watch these NFL games. He brought the NFL home to everybody. Pete Rozelle did that. Commissioner Tagliabue, he just kept the train rolling And not only did he keep it rolling, he added a few new members to it so they can hop on the train with him. Under his watch, under Paul Tagliabue's watch, the NFL expanded from 2018 to 32 with the addition of the Carolina Panthers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the rebooted Cleveland Browns, and the Houston Texans. And he was big, and he was a big leader in realigning the divisions to make it more to make the division make more sense geographically, which is why we have it 4 divisions in each conference: East, West, South, North. Tagliabue was one of the leaders in making that happen. So Tagliabue, he brought the train. He put more speed on that NFL train and helped it bring it into what we know now. So you got to give that man his props and much respect for doing that. Again, ex NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue passed away Sunday morning at the age of 84. And then last night, and this hurt me a little bit because this was like my childhood, my teenage years. This is when I saw this man bring my Cleveland Cavaliers from the doldrums to relevance in the late 80s, early 90s. And I'm talking about ex Hall of Fame player and coach Lenny Wilkens. He passed away yesterday at the age of 88. And he's pretty good. 9-time All-Star. He played for Seattle and Cleveland. And then he coached the Seattle Supersonics to their first NBA championship in 1979. I was surprised to learn he's still third all time in regular season wins at 1,332. I was surprised to know that. Lenny Wilkens was pretty good as a player and a head coach. And he coached the Sonics, coached the Atlanta Hawks, and he was coach for the Toronto Raptors in their first few years of existence. But what I remember him was as the head coach of the Cavaliers from the mid 80s to the early 90s. And he brought this team, he made the team fun to watch with the Mark Price and Brad Doherty, Ron Harper, Larry Nance, Hot Rod Williams, Craig Elo. He made that team fun to watch. That team was like a mirror of himself. Play smart, play unselfish, pass the ball, and play decent defense. He made that team smart, and he made it oh so much fun to watch for the 7 years he was with Cleveland. Unfortunately, he ran into a guy named Michael Jordan that kept knocking him and the Cavs out of the playoffs. But Michael Jordan knocked a lot of teams out of the playoffs in his heyday. But that's not an indictment on Coach Lenny Wilkens. He is the class. You never heard anything bad about him. You never heard him say anything bad about anybody. I don't think even in all the years and all the times I've seen him play, seen him coach the Cavs, you hardly saw him yell at the refs. You hardly saw him yell at a player. You didn't see that with Lenny Wilkens. He was calm, he was cool, he was classy. But he knew how to coach. So this kind of hurts me. This kind of stung me a little bit when I heard that Lenny Wilkens passed away. And if I could, I would say thank you for making the Cavs relevant. Because for so many years before I knew what the Cavs were about, they stunk. He made them relevant. Couldn't get past Michael Jordan, but at least they were right there in the mix. And I thank Coach Wilkens for that. Lenny Wilkens passed away yesterday at the age of 88. My heart, my prayers, and my condolences to both these legends' family and friends on their real tough losses. May they both rest in peace. That'll do it for me today in the Total Sports Ozone. I'm going to come back tomorrow and give you my top 5 college football and NFL teams as of week 11 and week 10. So, tune in tomorrow, and I'll catch you here in the Total Sports Ozone.